Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. We got Joe Rogan, Elon Musk talking, and someone said in the comment section that Joe Rogan must have been told by Elon that they cannot discuss the Epstein Files. Wrong. We got two clips here of them actually discussing that exact topic. I'm going to play both of those. Then I'm going to hit you with an information dump of just everything that's happened since the day it was said that they were going to be released all the way to now and what is actually going on with that whole thing. But let's start with the Rogan stuff.
Entire career, you get deeply entrenched in their system and how things work and who's back to rub and who's a bad guy, who's a good guy, who's on our side, who's not.
Yeah. It's scary, actually.
Yeah.
So
was that what's taken so long with this Epstein Files?
Yeah, what's up with that?
What is up with that? It was like,
yeah.
It's like Lucy and the football with Charlie Brown when she always pulls that football away.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like they keep telling us they're going to release it day one. Oh, day
we have
one.
a serious case of no one's being arrestedophobia, you know.
Well, there's also right.
Like what?
Also, there's this real fear that someone's destroying the evidence, and you keep hearing these stories, unsubstantiated stories, of FBI people.
Well, where is the
shredding.
evidence? I mean, the guy had like tons of videos and recordings.
Yeah.
I mean, he had all sorts of things.
Right.
Like there's a mountain of evidence.
Right.
So where's that mountain?
Yeah. Where's that mountain? And what would be the reason why they would agree? Like there would have to be something in it for them to agree to not put it out. Right. Like there has to be some sort of financial entanglement, some sort of relationship with the people that are on that list.
Yeah.
That they can provide a value that was big enough for you to not release it or to slow release it or to hope you can get away with like putting out some redacted files that don't show anything.
Yeah.
This is only
a whole bunch
stage
of
one.
Redacted.
Only stage one. Don't worry. The real stuff's coming. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like why wouldn't you just release it all? Like what could possibly be worth protecting in there?
I mean, I think I've got probably the same information that, I mean, I'm just reading what's the latest thing on the X, I'm just looking at my X feed and I'm like, it's a real page turner. And I thought we were going to get some revelations today. I was like, big binders full of stuff.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in there.
Well, there was all those people that were given a copy of it. They were all like waving it around like they got the Willy Wonka ticket.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So
I think Laura Loomer released it online. I think.
I'm watching
right?
Yeah, she's not very pleased about this.
So does anybody find anything in there that's interesting?
No, it's all old stuff from.
Okay, what the fuck?
But then apparently they discovered a whole bunch of stuff at the Southern District of New York.
Right.
So that's and then I'm like, and I mean I think Pam Bondi is actually great and Kash Patel are great, but they just got there,
Right.
So then they just got there, but they're in a hostile environment. They're not in a friendly environment.
Right.
So it's like if you suddenly got put in captain of a ship, but the crew was previously your enemy.
Right.
The entire crew was previously your enemy.
Right. And you're telling them, give me evidence.
Yeah, the crew doesn't want to give you the evidence.
Shows you guys are all criminals.
They were like your mortal enemies just a moment ago. You just got there.
Yeah.
So I think we got to give the Attorney General and new director of the FBI a little bit of slack here because they literally just got there.
I think so too. But hey, don't say you're going to release it on day one. Then you shouldn't have said that.
Sure.
And don't say you got a big drop coming tomorrow. And that's some bullshit. Yeah. What the? And where's the JFK files? Where are those?
Yeah.
Let them go.
Did they release anything on that front?
I don't know what's going on. It can't be anything that's gotten to me yet. So if nothing's gotten to me yet, it can't be significant.
If there's conspiracy evidence, someone's going to send it to you.
Yes. Tim Dillon's going to text me. 100%.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon, Dave Smith, someone's going to send it my way.
Somebody's going to send you the stuff.
Yeah. So it hasn't been released yet.
There's no way.
Yeah. You would find out. And here's the real question. Like, what could even be in there at this point that they haven't cleared out? If you've got paperwork from 1963, like what is in there still? What is in there that could possibly be incriminating that supposedly Trump said that if you saw what they showed me, you wouldn't release it either? Okay, what?
I haven't seen it, so.
Kash Patel has.
Yes?
He said he's seen it all, yeah.
Can you just post it to his X account or something? I mean,
that sounds like an Elon move. I don't think he can.
Yeah.
He's the director of the FBI. I think he has to go through proper channels. And
does he? He is the channel.
Yeah, but there's rules. He sounds like Trump. He sounds like Trump. He needs an executive order.
What about the storm? I am the storm. I mean, what channels? He has the channel.
Well, again, imagine just getting to the hull or just getting to the deck of the ship, and you're the captain.
Yeah.
And now you have to figure out who's running things, who's doing this, where is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting anything done. Like I said, you just joined as captain of a ship where the crew hates your guts.
Yeah, they were your enemy.
Yeah, they were your enemy.
Yeah.
They're strongly opposed to anything you want to do.
Yeah,
and you're trying to give them orders.
and you're trying to expose them.
Yeah, they don't want to be exposed.
Right, you're literally people that are working there are probably a part of this problem.
I mean, I was reading on X that like Comey's daughter is like the lead prosecutor in the Southern District of New York. Did you read that?
Yes,
and like so obviously there's a bit of an entanglement there.
a little bit.
Like, what if there's something that puts her dad in a bad light? Yeah, exactly.
Shredder. No, I think Elon's 100% right. I know there are proper channels that people have to go through. I'm just going to the next clip, but I think Kash Patel is the channel. He has a lot of say if something gets released. And the fact that Pam Bondi is actually turning to him and saying, hey, I need this from you. That should just be no holds bars. What other channel is there? The president's already greenlit it. Pam Bondi's already greenlit it. She's angry because now she looks bad with the whole release that's happened. He actually, right now, right this second, he is the channel. He could release it if he wanted to. Anyway, let's get to the next clip.
Well,
I mean, why'd they release bullshit today?
I don't know.
What's the point in giving these people like a happy folder to wave around in front of the camera with nothing in it that's new? Doesn't make any sense. It's not encouraging.
Like I said, it's the tough thing that they've got is, they've been made captain of a ship with a hostile crew.
Right.
So they don't have it's not like you have like magical powers. You get made captain of a ship with a hostile crew. You still have a hostile crew.
Right.
You've got to bring in people who are going to, be helpful as opposed to obstructionist.
Right.
But yeah, I think the public will be rightly frustrated if no one is prosecuted for the Epstein client list, no one at all, which no one, like at least I don't know, the top 5 or something, like some number there should at least be an attempted prosecution of the worst offenders.
Well, particularly if Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for sex trafficking.
Yes,
because
trafficking that means sex trafficking occurred,
right? So she's in jail for it.
Yes.
So
who were the clients?
Yeah. How do you put someone in jail and you don't even name the clients? That sounds kind of insane.
I think yes, it would. Yes, because
just stunning that they've been able to hold it back for so long. It's really kind of amazing.
Yes.
Like when people say that people can't keep secrets, what the f*** are you talking about? Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of these things are not like it's common knowledge, but we don't actually have the proof.
Right.
So the proof is there. I mean, there's lots of videos. Yeah, there's lots. I mean, the dude is like a mountain of whenever they raided Epstein's place, there would have been like a mountain of evidence. Where is that mountain?
Right. What'd you do with it?
Yes. Like who took possession of the evidence?
Yeah.
Specifically.
Right.
The individuals.
Where are the tapes?
Yes.
How many levels of clearance do I have to get into the vault?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we need are people who are really good with computers.
That is Elon suggesting, and you can tell by the smile on his face, that's Elon suggesting that DOGE should be involved in this whole thing. And I think he's right, because something's going on. And if DOGE can get involved, I think that would be great. But you can tell by his face. Look at that smile. He's ready to get in there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really good with
Was this
technology.
I just remember seeing these photos.
That's when they raided his home?
They were.
That's when they on the island?
They were there then.
Yeah. They got everything, I'm sure.
I mean, there must have been so much stuff on that island.
There must have been. And if it wasn't there, where was it?
Yeah.
It has to be uploaded somewhere. There has to be some sort of a chain of evidence.
Yeah.
Or chain of custody.
It's got to be a mountain of evidence.
Yeah. The other thing they're going to talk about is UAPs. They're going to release all the UAP information. So you're the guy to ask about this. What if any possibility is there that there is some sort of advanced propulsion system technology that's being worked on in secret?
Oh, what do you think Elon's answer to that's going to be? Oh, no, of course. What? Huh? Who said that? What? Jamie, did you say something? Oh, hold on. I think someone's at the door. I got to go. I actually have to go. I didn't realize. President Trump's calling. What did you say, Trump? I got to go. That's pretty much going to be his answer to that. But yeah, 100% Elon's right. Kash right now is the channel. He needs to really get on that. And then when he brings up at least the top 5 offenders, no, obviously all of them. Obviously, if there's tapes, if there's this, if there's that, it should be everybody. If she's locked up because of everybody she supplied should also be locked up, and they can all be on the same cell block. It'll be like a congressional meeting. No, I'm kidding. It'd be like a Bilderberg meeting. Anyways, let's get into the information dump. I promised you guys. Let's start from the very top right here. Pam Bondi.
I want to know why AG Garland and the Justice Department are so quiet on this tonight. You know, they're out there labeling parents domestic terrorists, yet they're saying nothing about this. And these documents were so slow to come out. Human trafficking is a multi-billion-dollar business in this country, and Jeffrey Epstein is dead, and Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for 20 years where she belongs. And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have no legal basis to do so unless they're a child, a victim, or a cooperating defendant by some chance against some potential case against Ghislaine Maxwell. And I think Mark Garagos, as a great criminal defense attorney, will back that up as well.
You know, Mark,
I want to know why
Ghislaine Maxwell. I like a person who doesn't care about pronouncing people's names right like I do. You know, it's like she was involved with Epstein. Say her name however you want. You know who I'm talking about. I love that. But that's where she stood before she got made into the AG, right? So you could tell she seems passionate. She wants to actually have this information released. But then when she gets the opportunity, and a little backstory before this scene plays out, she tells Benny Johnson, she has it on her desk, she's looking through everything, she says what she sees is sickening, etc., etc., and then the release that we get is this. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, this was handled badly. As soon as, look at the smile. Hey, do you know what you're holding? This is not a recipe for overnight oats. That's not what you have. This is not a recipe for avocado toast, buddy. You're holding something pretty serious. As soon as I saw that they gave it to these people, and again, no problem with these people in particular. I mean, this guy, I follow this guy. He's great in terms of updating you on what's going on. And then obviously you don't just take his word for it. You go and dig a little deeper, but he's a great resource in that respect. But as soon as I saw that they gave it to these people specifically, instead of just to everybody, I was like, oh, this is done. This is done. It's been messed up. Look, they're doing poses. They're doing poses, man. She's doing poses. She's making sure to smile big. It's crazy. Look at her. So happy. Do you have any idea what you're holding? Why are you happy about what? Crimes on human people. And you're smiling so big. This is the opportunity. When I saw that they gave it to a bunch of influencers, I was like, oh no. Oh no. Let's move on to the next clip. So he gave it to a bunch of different people. I think this one here is Liz Wheeler. I think that's her name, Liz Wheeler. Again, no problem with her. I follow her. But it's just, you know it shouldn't be given to them. You should know better. I think this guy's cool. Name's Jack. I've seen him on Tucker Carlson's show. I follow him as well. I think he's pretty cool, but man, just not what I wanted to see at all. If you're going to give that information, here's what should happen. Here's some things that should happen. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, on Joe Rogan's podcast. Read the list and be done with, or go through everything if you want. Don't show tapes because you can't do all that, although Spotify probably would allow it. Don't do all, just the list and all the things that happened, how it happened, how long it's been going on. A full breakdown. 3-hour podcast, the two of them there with Joe Rogan. Jamie's looking up the worst things he could possibly look up. Has to burn his hard drives after. His whole computer. Has to throw it all away. And that's it. Perfect. Overnight, 100 million people see it. More than that even see it. You're good. Everything's been disclosed. Okay? Another thing they could do, just put it on X. Exactly what Elon said. PDF on X. Here you go. This is it. Everybody clicks. Just so you know, that's what they did with the Twitter files. And everybody understands what happened with the Twitter files. Again, another option they could do. Give it to the people who did the Twitter files. Again, no disrespect to these people. But the people who handle the Twitter files are solid journalists. They're some of the most solid journalists that we have left. Matt Taibbi, Michael Schellenberger, Barry Weiss, maybe just Matt and Michael. They just handle it, disseminate everything. Here you go, guys. Release it the same way they released the Twitter files. They were just posting. They're like, this is the Twitter files. And they just made post after post after post of everything they found. That was it. The fact that they get, again, I don't got a problem. I guess I kind of do have a problem with these people because I'm not okay with it. But I'm sure they're all nice. They all got great smiles. He's doing a great face, like he knows the weight of what he has. I'm here. It's here. You know, and she's smiling like she's in a commercial. This guy doesn't even want to show his face. She's smiling like as if she's holding her diploma. Like, come on, man. I don't know. Just bad. And then apparently the Quartering posted this. He says a mega influencer got caught, Epstein Files, caught lying twice and posting an obvious prepared statement. The prepared statement, he then says, this is Drano. He says, I wrote that myself. Nobody gave me any talking points. And then Community Notes stepped in and said, Chad Prather could not have copy and pasted DC Drano, as Chad made his statement 13 minutes before DC Drano's. And then when you go down a little bit, DC Drano actually commented on that. He said, false. Once again, I wrote that post on my own, posted it, deleted it after 10 minutes, then reposted it again a little later. Others had copied it while it was up first. That doesn't make any sense. And basically, people are just saying this is all coordinated, and then they're just showing that everybody who got this actually wrote a very similar thing. Most transparent, most transparent, most transparent. This does not look good. Again, this is why you don't give it to these guys, because they're just going to do what you say. You know, Elon Musk is doing what Trump says, but he's also bringing his expertise. They're psyched. That's like, they're just pumped. They're pumped. They're like, okay, well, what do you want me to write? Oh, okay. Where if it was Matt Taibbi, he'd be like, I'm probably not going to write that. I'm just going to get to work on this, and I'll just post it as I find everything, if that's okay with you. Just, that's all they would do. And Michael Schellenberg would already be gone. He'd be going through everything right away. That'd be it. That's what they should have done. Like, I'm sorry. I love this administration. But the way that they handled this was not solid. Then this is actually what the inside of it all looked like. Heavily redacted, and then anything that wasn't redacted was already publicly known. There's some websites that you can go on to see all this stuff already. So that was also rather sad. After this person's done flipping through this book of black squares, I will move on to a Fox News segment. Black squares, like it's that time with BLM where everybody was posting black squares. Just like a bunch of liberal posts here, just black squares everywhere. So that's a lot of what they saw. Can't make this up. Why even put this out? That's my question. You know, I think Joe Rogan said that as well. Why put this out? if you knew it looked like this, if you knew most of this was already publicly known, which maybe they didn't realize that, why put this out? It just looks silly.
Some point.
Well, what is this, like 30 pages of just the same thing? Let's move on to the Fox News segment.
This is a Fox News alert. The Epstein Files have been released. Fox News senior national correspondent Kevin Corke has been pouring through all the documents. Kevin, what can you tell us?
Evening, Laura. I don't want to oversell this because I don't think there's a whole lot to sell, at least so far. We'll probably learn a lot more tomorrow morning by that 8 a.m. deadline that the AG has given the FBI in New York to turn over everything in their possession. But let me back up for just a second. The Attorney General, you recall last night, called it breaking news. She promised that we would get the Epstein files today, and while that turned out technically to be true, what we've seen so far, critics have argued tonight, really hasn't lived up to the dramatic billing. Now, we began the day with somewhat high expectation, having seen some influencers with so-called Epstein file folders. But that began to fizzle just a bit because we really didn't get a lot of new information. So once we saw that, we wondered, what about the Attorney General's? Was she holding back? Well, she actually wrote a letter, Laura, to the FBI director, Kash Patel, suggesting that the FBI's New York office, which collected material from the SDNY, that's the Southern District of New York, it seemed to be, for lack of a better description, stonewalling, holding back key materials. Now, the FBI director, obviously concerned about this, went on X, and Director Patel wrote a fairly lengthy post in it. He said there'll be no cover-ups and no missing documents and no stone left unturned. And anyone from the prior or current Bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued. He went on to say if there are gaps, we will find them. If records have been hidden, we will uncover them, and we will bring everything we find to the DOJ to be fully assessed and transparently disseminated to the American people as it should be. So you may be wondering, okay, after all that, Kevin, what do we have? Well, so far we do have 7 flight logs. We have an Epstein contact book. We have a masseuse list, which strangely was redacted. Now, I should add this as well, Laura. Many of the names that we saw on the flight logs, at least so far, mirrored some of the names that we've seen before. There was obviously a criminal action that involved Ghislaine Maxwell. Some of the names on that flight log list, we've already seen those before. But what was interesting so far tonight, and I'm still going through it, we did see a few names in that contact book I told you about. Among them, Michael Bloomberg, Alec Baldwin, and former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair. Again, we're still going through it. As I get more information, I promise to pass it along, but that's what I have so far.
All right, Kevin. Always great to see you. Thank you very much.
You too, my friend.
All right, so that's what's going on there. Zelensky looking sad. You hear Lindsey Graham threw him under the bus, disavowed him right away. Of course he did. Lindsey Graham's like, if you ain't got no money, we ain't got nothing to talk about, son. Oh my God, what'd you do? You don't talk to Trump like that. We could have got so much more money. We could have got another $250 billion. Boy, you don't know what you've done. I gotta go. He's not returning any phone calls from Zelensky anytime soon. Moving on, though, Ted Cruz talking a little bit about this. And again, people keep bringing it up. There's a whole, Elon Musk even said, the whole mountain of evidence. Where is the mountain? And the thing is, when she didn't receive it, shouldn't that have sent off alarm bells? And shouldn't that have made her halt everything that was going on and say there's exactly the statement that she put out? The timeline doesn't even make sense, because why release it, then put the statement out, then have Kash say that? Why, as soon as you realize what they've given you and it's not enough, why not just halt everything, put that statement out? You know what I mean? And then giving it to those people. I'm sorry. I got no problem with them. I'm just saying, they're not the people. There's Whitney Webb. There's so many other people. So many other people. Give them to me, but I wouldn't have done much. I would have just scanned them all into my phone and then posted them on X. That's it. Made a couple videos and that's it. Have fun, everybody.
And from the letter, there may be audio and video recordings. There may be some issue that some of the materials were seized illegally. I mean, there's a suggestion there that regardless of how it was accessed, I want it. But look, I got to say, listen, I worked in the Department of Justice 25 years ago. I have been working in and around law enforcement for virtually my entire adult life. I have never seen something like this happen. So understand, the FBI reports to the Department of Justice. Kash Patel, his boss, is Pam Bondi. The FBI is in the org chart reporting to the Department of Justice. So when the Attorney General orders the FBI, I want to see these files. In every instance I'm aware of, the FBI complies. They're supposed to be law enforcement. If the Attorney General says, I want to see something, you give it to the Attorney General. And look, presumably we will find out, and we'll find out, I guess, within 2 weeks when Kash Patel prepares his report saying, here's what happened. But it is astonishing if you have rogue agents in the New York office of the FBI who are just defying the Attorney General. That is a level of open warfare that I've never seen, and it really does indicate the need to clean house in a major way.
And if this is true, what he's saying, right? Shouldn't there just be a freeze on everything? Shouldn't right now what's being done, shouldn't there be a huge announcement? The same way USAID, all these people gone, doors shut, this, that, IRS, same thing. Shouldn't it just be frozen? Oh, that FBI office is now frozen. Kash Patel, like, how come he hasn't frozen everything? Hey, everybody there, you are on leave and you can't touch your computers. If you do, you'll be prosecuted. That's it. Done. Isn't that a thing that could happen? Couldn't she herself do that? Since she's the boss, like Ted's saying? And that was Ted Cruz, by the way, if you didn't know. Couldn't she do that? Freeze on everything. In fact, I'm not asking you guys for it. I'm coming with a team myself, and I want to be directed into where everything is. We're going to comb through all this ourselves because we can't trust you anymore. That's it. And anybody who was involved in withholding anything gets fired. Wouldn't that be the thing to do? Thomas Massey had this to say: the fact that the Epstein files have not yet been released demonstrates that the president doesn't have operational control over the DOJ and the FBI. It could take a while to establish, or as with his first term, it might never be established. And you know what? This is actually true. There could be a lot of people in there that are the same type of people that were brought up by James Comey, and they are defiant. They are completely defiant. They are undermining the president. They don't want this to be exposed. It could be because they're involved in the problem, like Rogan was saying. It could also be because they just don't want to listen to Trump. They just don't want to help him be seen as a good president on any level whatsoever, even if it means doing something like this. Now, President Trump obviously has no problem with these being released because he said this when he was with Lex Friedman.
But a lot of big people went to that island. But fortunately, I was not one of them.
It's just very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Probably will be, by the way. Probably.
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. Now, Kennedy's interesting because it's so many years.
That smile on Trump's face. Thankfully, I wasn't one of them. That must be a relief if you're like one of those big tech people. Oh my God, which party? Which one? Oh, the island. I didn't. Oh, thank God. I didn't go to that island. Whew. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to go on Wednesday. I didn't end up going. Oh, thank God. Anyway, Michael Schellenberger, exactly one of the people I said that should have been handed this all this information. Solid journalist, FBI whistleblower, confirmed to me that a source inside the FBI said the FBI employees are destroying evidence on servers that he informed Kash Patel. So Kash Patel is made aware of this. I hope he and Pam Bondi, and Ratcliffe, Elon Musk, and Paulina are preventing this. We urgently need disclosure. Paulina said that there is a massive war happening in the intelligence agencies right now. The corruption being exposed right now is actually treasonous. That's very, very interesting and believable Very believable. At first, when I heard them all blaming the FBI, I was like, I don't know about this. You know, maybe they're trying to protect someone else, something else. I didn't really, but when I hear it from him, now there's a lot of people that are shills. There's a lot of, like, listen, Michael Schellenberger, okay? Let's be clear. He's not one of these guys. He's not. He's a solid journalist. Really solid. A lot of people are shills out there. He is not one of them. He's a very solid journalist, even to his own detriment, under threats and all sorts of things, you know? So, I mean, taking on the Twitter files, it had him in front of Congress. It had his partner, Matt Taibbi. They tried to intimidate him. IRS officers approached his house while he was testifying, scared his wife and children. I mean, these guys under fire because of the things that they're willing to expose. So if it's coming from him, I would say that's a solid source. If you're on X, you should be following him 100% at Schellenberger. He's a solid source, obviously. This is just the post that Kash Patel put out, that the gentleman on Fox, the black gentleman who sounds whiter than I do, that he read there, you know, Kash Patel just saying that there's no cover-ups, no missing documents, no stone left unturned. If anyone prior or current bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued and brought to justice. You know, again, I understand all this, and we will bring everything we find to the DOJ to be fully assessed and transparent. This is 100%. I get it, but how come there hasn't been a freeze announced? Why are you still depending on these people who apparently he's been told are destroying evidence? Why are you still depending on them to give you everything? Shouldn't there be a freeze done? Shouldn't there just be, exactly like Elon said, shouldn't some team like DOGE be brought in that's just doesn't care and just says, okay, where's the tech? Okay, they deleted something. Okay, we can find deleted things. Let us get in here. Let us find everything. Let us bring it to you. We'll bring it to the DOJ. Like, why hasn't that happened yet? Right? Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene talking a little bit about it. Brief clip.
I support all the lists being released. I want to see Epstein's list. I want to see the list of the sexual misconduct slush fund. You know, members of Congress and senators that taxpayer money was used to pay out their victims. I want to see all the list.
Including the Gates report.
If they're going to release one, release them all.
Thank you.
Wow. There's gonna be nothing but female senators and congresswomen left. That's it. You ready for that? You know, AOC didn't get invited to any island. It's way too annoying. What? I came to this island to get away from AOC. Someone said they invited Kamala. If they invited Kamala, I'm not coming. Okay? I don't need that type of stuff. Of course, no women are going down for this. There might be some in Hollywood, you know, they're freaks. But yeah, no women from Congress or the Senate for sure. 3 questions for Pam Bondi. You said what you read was sickening. Which part? That's exactly what I was talking about. How do the purported files differ from the thousands of publicly available ones? If the FBI is not complying, consequences, those are all good questions. Why isn't all of that happening? Now, apparently this woman that you see here, I'll just read this off for you. The same SDNY is now hiding the Epstein files that reveal crimes. And she's also the same one who had possession of Anthony Weiner's laptop. She had possession and hid, apparently, Anthony Weiner's laptop. Why is the SDNY running interference for these people? Let's play this clip here.
Did not look at the BlackBerry backups, and they didn't look at a fraction of the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. So one of the things, if I were the president, I'd do is demand the Anthony Weiner laptop and get it to the most trusted person in the military to take apart everything on it and then start using it.
Oh, I've been silent this whole time. Oh, man, my bad. I was just basically reading that. Sorry, guys. I have no idea how long I was silent for. Get ready for a slew of comments about you're muted. And I appreciate it. I really do. It does scare the hell out of me when it happens, but I do appreciate it. Anyway, I was just basically playing that. This basically the same woman who is the SDNY. She's now hiding the Epstein files the same way she hid Anthony Weiner's laptop. And people are wondering, why are we still trusting this lady? She's in charge right now. Why hasn't Pam Bondi said, okay, you're put on leave? The same way that Elon Musk put the head of the USAID on leave. The same exact way. I really do think Elon Musk should probably be involved in this. He should probably have involvement in this and be able to handle this. I'm going to end it off with this clip. I think this is Benny Johnson talking with some people, giving some suggestions.
We have footage right here on the footage that should have never been public, right? That's a dude flying a drone of the FBI raiding Epstein's Island with the New York Police Department, all right? You can see their shiny vests. And these bros in this frame, and we'll let it play, they're carrying out they have an entire human army carrying out boxes of information.
Yep.
You can see the FBI carrying the physical information from Jeffrey Epstein's pedo island. And then they're just going to lie. They're just going to straight up lie to Pam Bondi and actually humiliate her, which is what makes my blood boil. They embarrassed her.
They don't feel accountable. They don't feel accountable to the attorney general. If I'm going to give advice to Kash Patel, I'll do it just here, like to everybody. Please. This is what should happen. Kash should jump on that plane, which we talked about last time. He can get on there and he could be in New York in a few minutes. Yes. He needs to go up there, take James Dennehy, who's been on a conference call and resisting, apparently, like releasing any of this information. He needs to stand in his office and give him a direct order, open up the file that covers all of these investigations in Sentinel, which is the record-keeping sort of system of records for the computer. Pull it up and go serial by serial. And every single person that approved a serial is an entry, whether it be an interview, whether it be a piece of evidence, every single person that was involved in this case, whether they're an evidence technician, whether they were an SOS, like some kind of an analytical personnel, whether they were an intelligence analyst or the FBI case agent who was working on it. Any person that did an interview, that collected evidence, that did anything that has their name on it needs to be called into a conference room, whatever field office they're in. And if there's a retired person that's in there and they've left the bureau, send somebody to their house to hang out with them and get the answers like by the end of the day.
Yep, 100%. And the thing is that they have, between Pam and Kash, they have the power to do this. And if they really want to get it started, they can go to the president. It wouldn't look good because the president's like, I thought you guys had this handled. I saw so many clips of Kash. Day one, he said. Was that not you? No, you've talked enough. Was that not you? Day one, you said. It's like day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's going on here? You get President Trump involved, he's just going to handle business. He sends JD in. That's going to be it. JD's going to give him the old Zelensky. Ready? Nobody's ready for that. But honestly, between the two of them, they have the power to do that. They can just freeze everything, call people into the rooms, like this gentleman said, everybody that was involved. That's what should be happening. This whole thing does embarrass Pam Bondi. It does embarrass her in front of America. It embarrasses her in front of the president. It gives people room to speculate as to why this happened. It looks bad all over. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, helps the channel tremendously. And other than that, I'm out.